Have you ever wondered where Mario ended up getting those super mushrooms that turned him into a slightly bigger version of himself? The 6-foot Mario that is just right for Tinder, putting it on there just so that he can actually pass the grade and get into the girl class. Now listen guys, we're talking today about this 21-year-old that got arrested for having roughly $8 million of psychedelic mushrooms in his home. This was a big story. It started off, I found out about it on Instagram and I looked into it a little bit. Washington Post said hundreds of bags of psychedelic mushrooms and a secret growing operation were found tucked inside the Connecticut home. Authorities said announcing the arrest of the 21-year-old who was charged with growing the mushrooms. As a human being, I don't really agree with the bureaucracy of law all the time. I don't think it's a good thing to go around arresting people for psychedelic mushrooms. I think it's stupid. I don't think that there's a big negative effect on people. Like, I've done shrooms. I know like 20 people at least who've done shrooms and have never really had too much of a bad time with them. They're not super crazy. They're not like salvia or anything stupid. You know, like just be safe with things like that. I mean, we still have alcohol is very legal and people are drunk driving every day, which is one of the worst things you can do on the road. And this 21-year-old is probably going to have his life destroyed by the government because of the laws in place. Now, it does appear that there has been a fight against the government, the judicial branch, for a legalization of these psychedelic mushrooms. Well, right here on Fox 35, they talk about Oregon voters approved decriminalizing small amounts of psychedelics in 2020. And separately were the first to approve the supervised use of oh God, Jesus. Hang on, I gotta ask Google how to pronounce that. Psilocybin? Oh my God. 2 years later, Colorado voters passed a ballot measure to decriminalize psychedelic mushrooms and to create state-regulated centers where participants can experience the drug under supervision. His bail was posted at $250,000. I don't understand this. You're going to come after a man. It's just something that's illegal, right? Because it's illegal. It's in your book, right? Your rules, government. It's your rules that you have it that he can't have this stuff that's not even that fucking like bad, you know? Like tons of people are in support of psychedelic mushrooms. There's a lot of evidence to suggest microdosing may not always be like it's a bad thing. It's a good thing to try and to do. So because it's against your rules, you're going to actually destroy lives over it. It's nuts. You're posting a fucking $250,000 bail. That's a house. That's a house. And you know how shit the housing market is, government. So what the fuck? Meanwhile, you take our tax money and you give it to Israel for bombing Palestine, or you give it to Ukraine, and the whole time we don't have universal health care. We don't have universal health care. We don't have student debt forgiveness. Why is it expensive anyway? What's the fucking point of college being so goddamn expensive? It's ridiculous, especially when there is a bunch of groups of people, multiple groups of people who are avidly on a regular basis trying to get these things legalized. It was like how hard it was to legalize marijuana. Marijuana wasn't a bad thing. It's still not a bad thing. It helps a lot of people with a lot of different illnesses, a wide variety of illnesses and diseases. It helps people. But the whole time we criminalized it, again, to criminalize black people, to put them in the prison industrial complex, the prison industrial complex, to maintain some form of slavery and slave labor. But now it's like we're at a weird fucking point where now we'll pay for prisoners to have, you know, 3 cooked meals a day, but we won't pay for students like elementary school kids when their parents are behind on fucking. That's ridiculous. You know, we live in such a shameless world that should be feeling so much more shame for what they've done. And it's not just our federal governments, it's our state governments, it's our local governments. There's all three different levels of government. It's our legislative, it's our judicial, it's our executive. Our president is a bumbling buffoon. He is a walking corpse. He is like a fucking, literally just walking dementia at this point. Not knowing what the fuck he's saying a bunch of nonsense, forgetting where he's at, and bumbling around and falling downstairs and sniffing little kids. It's insane. That's really it. That's really all I wanted to say. I hope that I hope they take it easy on this guy. I hope that they don't fuck his life like forever. I really think that this is not like a bad thing. Like, it's not like he maliciously started this underground mushroom operation to get at anyone or hurt anybody. It's not like he did it to fight someone or to kill them or to murder a person. Obviously, he did it to make money because the economy that you made, government, is fucking shit. You have a shit economy. The cost of living keeps going up and wages don't go up. You want to know why wages don't go up? Because you brainwash half the fucking country to believe if wages go up, you're going to raise the prices. And you are going to raise the prices because you're malicious and the problem. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye. Smooches. Complete.